Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Nutrition Career Journey 2026 webinar, organized by the Nutrition Society of Malaysia under the Malaysian Nutrition Leadership Program, MyNLP. Thank you for being a part of today's webinar on the Nutrition Career Journey 2026. My name is Sangitarsi Santaran, NSM intern, and I'm delighted to be your MC for today's webinar. We have invited two speakers from different settings, which include a school nutritionist and also a nutrition content creator. So please stay tuned for their sharing session later. Before we begin, let's go through some housekeeping rules. I encourage all participants to rename yourself using your full name. You may click participants, click your name, click rename and enter your full name and also your university. During the presentations, kindly keep your mic on mute to avoid any interruptions. You are welcome to keep your camera on, and if you like to ask any questions later, kindly use the raise hand button or put it in the chat box. Before we start the forum, we would like to share some upcoming programs organized by the Nutrition Society of Malaysia. First, the upcoming program is Food Fit Fun Fair, which will last for 4 days from the 4th to 7th of June 2026 at Sunway Velocity Mall. The event is open to all, so we encourage everyone to come and show your support. Next is the 41st Annual Scientific Conference 2026, which will be held on the 28th to 29th of July 2026. We encourage nutrition undergraduates and postgraduate students to attend this conference because this is a great chance for students to learn, network, and grow. Last but not least, please stay tuned for the 15th Asian Congress of Nutrition, which will be held in the 2026, which will be hosted in Malaysia. So it is also a great opportunity for networking and learning because this international congress brings together nutrition professionals, researchers, and students from across Asia to share the latest knowledge, research, and innovation in nutrition and health. And we will update the information about this congress from time to time. We would also like to invite all the postgraduate students to become members of NSM. It is a great platform to them to explore different nutrition, gain mentorship from about nutrition and health. And for our and hopefully one day after graduation, you can interested. You may also can scan the QR. We will also like to take this opportunity to introduce the organizing team behind today's webinar, MyNLP Technical Working Committee. The committee is led by our advisor, Prof. Dr. Mahindran, and chaired by our Associate Professor, Dr. Wang Ji, together with the dedicated committee members and volunteers who worked hard to make today's session possible. Before we move on to the webinar today, here is a brief introduction the Nutrition Career Journey, or NCJ, the one and has continued annually until today. This program aims to provide practical insights into various leadership roles, career opportunities, and real-life challenges faced by nutritionists in different work settings. NCJ mainly targets nutrition students and early careers nutritionists by giving them exposure to diverse career pathways, experiences from professionals in the field, and opportunities to learn beyond the classroom. We hope that today's webinar will be an engaging and meaningful learning experience for all the participants. Without further ado, here is the program's agenda. To start off, our moderator, Dr. Noor Liana, will provide a brief introduction to the forum session. Next, we will have our first presentation by Ms. Anis Fariha, a school nutritionist, followed by our second presentation by Ms. Lee Ziling, a nutritionist content creator, After the presentation, we will proceed with the forum discussion session moderated by Dr. Nurliana, followed by a summary and closing remarks by our chair, MyNLP Technical Working Committee, Dr. Wang. And before we conclude, we will proceed with the certificate presentation, group photo session, and feedback session. And the webinar is expected to end around 4:30 p.m. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our moderator for today, Dr. Nurliana Abdul Razak. Dr. Nurliana obtained a PhD in Community Nutrition for University Putra Malaysia, UPM, and she is currently serving as an assistant professor at the Faculty of Applied Science, UCSI University, and she is also a registered nutritionist, an Anderson Fellow, and also a proud member of the first batch of the Malaysian Nutrition Leadership Program. Without further delay, I would like to invite Dr. Nurliana to deliver her welcoming remark and begin today's session.
Okay, thank you so much, Sangeeta, for the kind introduction. Before we begin, I'd like to make a housekeeping announcement. Please be informed that we are not taking any question during the presentation. However, you may scan the QR code shown on the screen to post your question in Slido. We will be answering the question during the forum session after the presentation. Welcome again to Nutrition Career Journey 2026. Today we have two wonderful speakers, Miss Anis Farihah and Miss Lee Ziling, to share with us their journey as nutritionists. Let me introduce to you our first speaker, Miss Anis Farihah binti Muhammad Fauzi. Miss Anis Farihah is a school nutritionist at Petit Cafe Group, Sdn Bhd. She is also a HRD Corp accredited trainer and nutritionist program leader. She graduated in Bachelor of Science, Nutrition and Community Health with honors from University Putra Malaysia in 2023. She has experience in developing nutrition modules, conducting training for catering staff, F&B teams, healthcare students, and conducting school programs. She is also skilled in creating educational materials, delivering talks, and preparing nutrition-related reports, menus, and assessment. She is passionate about promoting healthy eating and evidence-based nutrition practices. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Miss Anis to begin her presentation.
Hi everyone, can you see my screen? Sorry, can you see my screen?
Yes, Anis, we can see your screen.
Okay, all right. So I will start. So hi everyone, my name is Anis Farihah. So I'm currently working as a school nutritionist and also a nutritionist program leader at Petit Cafe Group. So I'm pretty sure many of you here today might be wondering, or maybe never heard of about the role or the existence of the school nutritionist before.
Sorry,
So
Anis,
that's
I think your
exactly
screen is blank.
my screen.
It's blank. Can you try to reshare?
Uh, can you see now?
It's still blank. Can other people see Anis' screen? No.
Let's try again.
Okay, now can you see?
Hold on, ah.
Can you see now? No?
I can see, but it's not in the presentation mode yet.
Sorry. Okay, now can you see?
Yes, I can see, but it's not in the presentation mode.
Sorry.
Try to click present.
Sorry. The Canva one you cannot see? This one?
This one, it says click to exit full screen.
Oh, really?
It's okay. I think let me do the share screen. Okay.
Okay, can you do it? Sorry. Okay, will you share?
Okay, yeah, now it's in the presentation mode.
All right. Can I request the remote control? All right. Okay. All right. Okay, I'll start again. Sorry. So, hi everyone. My name is Anis Fariha. So I am currently working as a school nutritionist at Petit Cafe Group, and I'm also a nutritionist program leader. So basically, today I'm going to share with all of you about this career path, what it's really like to be a school nutritionist. All right. So basically, this is my journey in nutrition field. So I was graduated in UPM in bachelor's degree in nutrition and community health. And then, of course, I didn't start exactly where I am today. I started my journey with internship at KKM, where I was placed at Pejabat Kesihatan Daerah Kuala Terengganu. And then I work as a retail nutritionist at Big Pharmacy Healthcare. And currently, I'm working as a school nutritionist at Petit Cafe Group. So for your information, Petit Cafe Group is actually a F&B company, food and beverage company, which caters school meals to international schools across KL and also Selangor. Okay, so as you can see here, this company manage few international school, which include Alice Smith and also Desert Park City. So as you can see, Alice Smith actually has a different outlet for the EYC, primary and secondary. Meanwhile, for the Desert Park City, all of them are placed in the one school. So basically, this role also requires me a lot of traveling because I have like a few school outlets to cover, and also some sort of like multitasking because like you will doing work for many schools, not just one. All right, so one of my main responsibility is the menu planning and also meal management. So basically, I plan menus across all school outlets together with the chef and cooks in the kitchen. So each outlet has its own menu. So basically, we have three menu options, which is Asian, Western, and also vegetarian. So for international schools, these international students, most of them also has a practice like vegan, vegetarian, and many of them also has food intolerance and allergies. So we need to really take a very particular concern on the food preparation in terms of the allergen one. For example, like really took a concern on the cross-contamination, for example. All right, so besides, I'm also in charge in the canteen operation and also meal support. So basically, in my role, I also become like some kind like a food safety officer because I also need to make sure that all my kitchen staff follow the SOP compliance in terms of like food preparation, and for the food taking, the menu must be properly labeled with the allergen symbols and special diet symbols. And there are also students who require special dietary management because we have like a list of students who has a medical conditions like type 1 diabetic and also has a severe allergy where sometimes the school need us to prepare like a separate meal for them. We cannot like really prepare all of the foods together with the people, the students who are in special needs. Okay, next, I'm also actively involved in the school engagement activities, which will require to work with the teachers, parents, and also we call as a PTA, Parents Teachers Association. So basically, usually I participate in any school events or health campaigns such as international food fairs, any health campaigns such as Earth Day, Cancer Month, things like that. And then I also give some nutrition initiative to the school, such as like creating a nutrition content to be displayed across the school. And then I also have the right to make any program to the school by proposing any kind of like program that I want to make to the school. So it requires like a step procedures lah to do that in order to get the approval to implement that. So next is nutrition awareness booth. So this is actually one of the most enjoyable part of my job. So basically, nutrition awareness booth will be held at all school outlets every month. So basically, every month we will come up like a different theme for the booth. For example, like heart healthy foods, brain foods, protein foods, things like that. And then we also conducted like a fun and interactive activities, giving a free meal vouchers to the students, and somewhat to attract the students come to the booth. And we also give the healthy food sample to the students to encourage them to try healthy options at the canteen. All right, so there are a lot of school programs that I participate and join. Recently, we joined the Family Fun Day, where I also opened the nutrition booth there, together with other booths that made by the students and teachers and also parents. And then recently, I was actually participate in their academic class, which is for year 9. So basically, this one is for Alice Smith School. So they have this kind of program that called Achieve program, where the subtopic they have is a health and nutrition. So the teacher come and ask me to prepare the materials for the syllabus, and then like participate and assist the teachers in the class. So this program is like about like 2 weeks time. So yeah, I got the opportunity to like really directly engage with the students. All right, so besides all of like meal planning, school thingy, I also involved in giving the nutrition talks to the different group, including my own kitchen staff and also to the community. So basically for Petit Cafe, we have around like 40 until 50 kitchen staff across all school outlets. So I am responsible to give them a training, usually 3 times a year. We will conduct that during the school break. So basically, I'll give them the lecture on like the food safety practices and also the basic nutrition knowledge. Because I believe that when the kitchen staff really learn about the nutrition science behind the food that they are preparing, so they will be able to like deliver the healthier meals to the students. So for the community, I also once delivered a nutrition talk and also make a program at one of the international college, which is for their healthcare students and also nursing. And then besides, I also conducted a healthy eating program at the orphanage. And there's actually a lot more of that lah. All right, so I also actually have completed my Train the Trainer TTT HRD Corp course, which actually allows me to become an accredited trainer and will able to deliver the structured program professionally. So in last year, I had the opportunity to speak at the National Training Week on the topic, the role of school catering in student nutrition. And then I was also involved in one of the research collaboration with my former lecturer from UPM to act as a key informant. I think if I'm not mistaken, the study is about examining nutritional policy for school-age children. So like my former lecturer invite me to become a key informant to give all the information in some kind of like initiative that we do for the school-age children. All right. Oh. Can you see the screen? Okay. So to conclude, so I would like to share a few key lessons from my journey. So first of all, for me, I think as a nutritionist, we gotta be very proactive, because like we need to always find new ways and approach how to reach the community. Especially nutritionists always like make a community program, so we need to find new ideas and innovative approaches how to make the program more impactful and also more effective. And secondly is embrace challenges. As for me, it's quite challenging to become a school nutritionist too, because this role is quite unfamiliar. I also haven't found any of my friends who is in the same role as me, and I have no reference to look up into. And for information, in my own company, I'm also the first nutritionist that my company hire. So basically, some sort like I'm a pioneer. So basically, I just did everything on my own, like as long as it doesn't keep out of track. So I think that it's still fine. So basically, I had to brainstorm many things on my own, like how to approach the school, how to make nutrition really effective, how to deliver proper nutrition education to the students indirectly and directly. So, but because of those challenges, but here I am today, so it still survives. And then thirdly is explore beyond the routine words. So basically, being a school nutritionist doesn't only mean like you manage the meals, the foods. It's more than that. You gotta be more innovative to approach the community. So say yes to opportunities. So what can I say is what I am today, wouldn't be impossible, wouldn't be possible if I hadn't say yes in the past. Because like every time my boss say like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? I always say yes and just be brave. Even though I never do that kind of things. So that's why I think you gotta be brave to grow outside your comfort zone, be brave to do something unfamiliar, be brave like to really challenge yourselves, because I think that's what it means to be growth. And lastly is be passionate. So always be passionate on what you're delivering, no matter what role you are in. For example, if you are a nutrition consultant, then you gotta be passionate on what you deliver, the information to people. If you are a school nutritionist, then you gotta be passionate how to deliver the nutrition education to the students. So I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Anis, for the insightful presentation. Yes, school nutritionist is something new in Malaysia. Not many schools in our countries have a school nutritionist yet. So this is a new opportunity for young scientists like you all today. As we know that nutrition is very important for growth and development, and healthy eating habits start at young age. School years is the best time to learn and inculcate those habits. So future nutritionists, this is something to look forward to. All right, now we will move on to our next speaker, Miss Li Ziling. Miss Li Ziling is a nutritionist, content creator. She has more than 200,000 of followers in Instagram and TikTok. Miss Li Ziling also graduated from University Putra Malaysia. She received both her Bachelor of Science in Nutrition and Community Health and Master of Science in Community Nutrition from University Putra Malaysia. Miss Ziling creates social media content translating nutrition science into practical tips that are relevant to the Malaysian context. She is also a health speaker who delivers engaging and insightful health talks. You can find her on social media by typing Ziling Nutrition. With that, I invite Miss Li Ziling to share her nutrition career journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Liana, for the kind introduction. And welcome everyone to be here on Friday afternoon. It's such a great activity to kick off your weekend, right? Okay, is it full screen now for you all?
Yes.
Okay, All right, so today my session is titled You Are Not Defined by Your Degree. Yeah, it's controversial, and as how we content creator love starting our videos also, right? So be with me. We are going to go through my career journey and to help you to understand why you really don't have to be so attached to your nutrition identity, okay? So to introduce myself again, my name is Zhiling. I am a content creator specializing in nutrition, recipe creation, and food culture. I have been creating this full-time. I've been a content creator for full-time for 3 years. I post content across different platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. My core value for my content is to always encourage more empathy and curiosity around food, nutrition, and health. And this is where I am today. You can see, I think a lot of you know me through content created, through my content across different social media platforms. I do garner some traction where I have like 200 plus followers, and I'm so glad that I have so many great supportive community. So they are super supportive. A lot of them love my content. They came up to me and said, "Oh, I love your content so much. Some of my dietitian peers even use my content as their educational material." And this is what you can see on social media, right? You see lots of following. You see that I posting every other day. You see that I have, for example, maybe good editing skill, but all of this is built with a lot of recipe testing because I'm creating recipe content, right? Lots of late night video editing if you are rushing for your deadline and you have too many projects going on at the same time. Of course, self-managed working schedule. That's a prettier name. If you don't manage it properly, you are working 24/7. So that's the reality. And of course, there are a lot of more communication with brands and agency, and this is something that people don't see from outside. From what you can see on my social media, there is nothing that you can tell about this. With all the communications, that also includes balancing our code of ethics with the brand message that the brand want to tell. So I do have to decide between but also to balance my integrity, but also at the same time manage to deliver the message that the particular brand want to tell through one specific campaign. So there are a lot of negotiation between what you can say, what you cannot say, or what kind of boundary you want to set with the brands so that they don't misuse your credibility. And then, of course, as a healthcare professional, it's also very important for us to fact check our content or whatever information that we create for the public before we put it out, right? So you do have to read lots of research paper just for that one sentence in your script. It's a same experience like how all of you are writing for your literature review or writing for your thesis, right? You read 10 different paper and then all of those paper get summarized into one or different names for that one sentence. It's the same thing, okay? So my first takeaway for you here is that what you see on social media is just tip of an iceberg. Okay, there are a lot of nitty-gritty details and fundamental work that you have to do as a content creator. So content creation is really not just about followers. It's not just about being famous or attending fancy events. Okay. Okay, so some of you may wonder, how did I get here? How did I get to be a nutrition content creator? This has a lot to do with my past experience. So let me bring you through my career journey. So I started off my adult part-time job when I was doing my master. I had the opportunity to give health talk to primary students through a CSR project of a multinational company. I also give text-based consultation through a telehealth company as a part-timer. I give feedback to their clients' food picture, daily food picture. And then after that, when I finished my master, I started my first full-time job as a sales coach on a telehealth company. So I have to pitch client for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months fitness or dietary program that actually involve credible fitness trainer and also dietitians behind the scene. I had to do that through phone calls. So at one point, the job gets repetitive. So I took the leap of faith and become a recipe developer because I found this job opportunity on LinkedIn, I think. So, and then that's where I started my new position as a recipe developer for a cooking machine in a new company. And after 1 year or 1.5 years as a recipe developer, I changed my role into marketing executive when my boss said, "Do you want to do marketing executive?" So like Anis, I said yes because it's something new, it's something interesting, and I want to try it. So I said yes, and then said, "Okay, let's do marketing executive." So I started my role as that, and but at the same time, I'm also creating content on social media already at that point. And to a point, I decided to, okay, let's go full-time nutrition to be a nutritionist content creator. So that's my path. But a lot of these small different pathway that I had back then shaped me who I am today. So there are 3 major parts of my past working experience that give me the skills that I have today, that give me the confidence I have today, right? So first thing is, of course, being a nutritionist. So essentially, we are all nutritionists, whether you are doing nutritionist job or not, because you graduated as a nutritionist. So I gained nutrition knowledge. I gained knowledge about how to create or manage or organize a community projects with all of our past experience to organize our community projects with your friends and peers. I also get to practice and sharpen my research knowledge during my master degree, during my master time. And then under recipe developer job scope, I get to learn how to cook. Learn how to cook better. Okay, originally I know how to cook already. It's just that I get to learn how to cook better, learn more about local ingredients, which shape me who I am today. And then I also get to know what is the process of recipe creation, how to write a proper recipe. And then when I was a marketing executive, I learned how to do event planning. I learned how to shoot recipe video. I learned how to take food photographies. So each and every part of this past experience that I had shaped me who I am today. So whatever that I'm doing today is the result of me being a nutritionist, me had a job as a marketing executive, and me being a recipe developer or generally a foodie. So my second takeaway for you is create your own Venn diagram. Find your own interests. So what is your own interest? What are your past experience? Is it art? Do you love art? Do you love sports? Do you have a sales and marketing job right now? Or you had the job back then? Are you interested in technology? Are you interested in psychology, fashion, videography? So there are tons of different skills and different jobs that seems unrelated to nutritionist role. But if you dare to say yes, or if you are curious about how does this job work, then all of these new skills that you gain from those interests might lead you to a new role that you created yourself down the road. You will never know, right? So this is a reminder for you to start looking back at your past experience, start tapping into your interests, start developing hobbies, and also if you cannot identify what are you good at, what are your interests, you can also ask your friends and families to help you to identify what are your strengths. Maybe those strengths that you have can help you to land a job that land your dream job in one of the companies. Okay. And then, of course, the last thing that I want you to take away is essentially to ask what is your core value. Like, do you what do you want to do as a nutritionist now? Or perhaps even when you, in the future, when you get to combine different skills, what kind of things, what kind of core value do you have at the moment? So for me, at the beginning of the slide, I've shared my core value, not just about content. My core value is to always encourage empathy, curiosity around food, nutrition, and health. So it doesn't matter I'm doing content creation or doing corporate training or doing public talks. The things that I do will revolve around that core value. So what is your core value? Do you, for example, like back in the days, Dr. Chin did have this sentence that she always say among her students, where she wants to increase the visibility of nutritionists in Malaysia. That was one of her core values. So that also guide her through her path, where she do a lot of activities that involve a lot of nutritionists and give a lot of nutritionists opportunities to shine through different platforms. So what is your core value, right? So identify that, but you don't have to feel pressured to figure out right away, right after you graduate. No, you don't have to do that. I also get to figure out my own core value only maybe in 2023 or 2024 when I create I have already gained certain amount of following. But looking back, I get to know that, okay, this is what my core value is, right? And for those who are interested in being a content creator, it's even more important for you to identify a core value, because the last thing that I want you to be is want to go viral as a healthcare professional. This is not something that we want to go for, because wanting to go viral as a healthcare professional is a slippery slope down the hill. You have to do certain things that to attract traction. Most of the time, whatever information that we are sharing right now, if you share it in a very factually correct way, and if you don't twist the meaning, usually it won't go as viral as those fear-mongering information. Okay, so remember that if you are someone who is looking for to be a content creator, go back to the takeaway just now. Find your own Venn diagram. What is unique to your voice, and also what is your core value? Because at the end of the day, fame means nothing when it's coming from a place of void. Okay, so that's all. Thank you so much for having me here. I hope you get to have some takeaways from me and you remember all the takeaways. Feel free to ask more questions in the Slido.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Lee Ziling, for the wonderful presentation. A very Gen Zers type of job, I would say, that many young people look forward to become these days. Yes, your career journey might not always be a straight line, and you have to be open to learn new things and be adventurous enough to achieve your dreams. You are not defined by your degree. I really like that. It really opens up our minds. You should not be stuck with the traditional definition of a nutritionist. Be creative. Do things that you like. Find your passion. Identify your strength and be great at it. But also to remember that very core value of being a nutritionist. Giving a correct information is very important. Okay? Yeah, so thank you again, Miss Lee Ziling. Now let's start our forum discussion. Yes. You can scan this QR code to post your question in Slido. Well, let's see if we have any question already in our Slido. Yeah, I think we have some. All right. So maybe we start the first question. So the first question is for Miss Anis. Miss Anis, private schools are a lot smaller and have higher budget. How can we translate your meal planning efforts into government school? Yeah, Miss Anis.
All right. So yes, it is really true that a private school have a higher budget because like most of their parents are willing to pay more compared to the government schools. So it is actually one of the things that is difficult too, because like it's not like I'm saying like healthy foods are expensive. They are healthy foods who are cheaper options, but there are certain things that is for me really hard to bring it into the government schools. For example, one of the thing is in international schools, we do prepare like a salad and fruit bar every day. So the availability of it is like quite unlimited, and there are different options of this kind of salad that you will get, the kind of fruits that you will get. So I think because back in my years in internships, I also do like around in the round tour in the schools, government schools. So there is quite a gap between the government school and also the private schools. So I think if the government school want to really implement what the international school does. So they really require to like at least spend a bit to really educate their kids and the school children to really know about the nutrition. But that is the thing about the options. But there are still another options on how to educate the students itself in terms of the nutrition education, such as like the initiative taken by the PSPs, Pegawai Sains Pemakanan, also like they do once in a while do round a tower on a round tour on the government schools. So I think that is also the initiative from the government itself. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Anis Fariha. I think the next question we will be asking Miss Ziling. Okay, so Miss Ziling, how do we gain confidence about our career journey? Though I understand your takes on everything done will eventually shape us to a better future. Yeah, so Ziling, how to gain confidence?
No, you don't have to. Trust me, none of us feel 100% confident with our job that we are doing right now. We can say that we know we know that we have integrity to make sure our job is done correctly, but confidence, of course, it has to build along the time, throughout the time. And also at the same time, if you don't feel confident right now, you don't have to force yourself to feel confident. What I want you to do is perhaps at the moment, if you have the capacity, just be curious what this job will bring you. What is the next step that this, what is the next destination that this job will bring you to? Be as present as possible with your job, even though it might not look like a nutritionist. Because every single job, there is something that you can learn from it. Like there is something that you can extract from it. And if you still like to be a nutritionist, you can always practice that on the side. You can take out freelance consultation. You can also like for example, for me, I create content. So creating content is my way of practicing my nutrition this job when I was doing sales coach or when I was doing my recipe developer. So all of this doesn't look like nutritionist, right? So I create content online as my way to practice nutrition knowledge. So you don't necessarily have to feel confident right away, because a lot of the time you only feel confident when you go through a lot of things, and when you are, it's in hindsight. For example, like what I'm doing right now, I only know what I'm doing right now is a combination of so many different skills, because I look back and then when I realized, oh, actually I had different skills from different parts of the experience. But when you are in that moment, you don't know one. You would never know. So just be curious, be open with what your next step is, and that's probably how you can be more comfortable at uncertainties, I think. Yep.
Yes, true. Confidence comes with experience, right? So you have to just try, and then, over time you will get the confidence will increase lah. Okay? Yeah. So the next question I think we can ask to Miss Anis. Can you share with us what challenges you usually face as a school nutritionist?
All right. So of course, like in whatever job that we do, it does have its own challenges. So as a school nutritionist, I think the most challenges that I face is actually how you want to make your nutrition education to the students really effective. Because, for example, so I did the nutrition awareness with every month at the school. So I did fun and interactive activities, find and think hard about how to attract them by doing those kind of games, like giving out the free meal vouchers just in order for them to join the booth and really learn about whatever nutrition materials that we prepare. But to what extent did they actually want to learn, or actually they just come in just for the free foods or free gift or for fun games? So I think, that kind of things, the challenge. And then another one is being a school nutritionist, you gotta really communicate to all set of stakeholders. For example, like you gotta go through a few procedures on just to make one program. Like you gotta go firstly to the for the school organization itself, you gotta go in line with the campus manager, you gotta go through the branding and marketing, you gotta go to the head of schools just in order to get the approval to make this. And there are also like some kind of limitation. For example, in international schools, we do have safeguarding rules where we cannot really have a direct interaction to the students, like especially to access their health data. So actually, there is one challenge that I face is actually I do propose like one of the program where I wanted to do like the health screening just to make the consultation better, just knowing your BMI category and everything. But that is actually rejected by the school because we can't really access their health data. So that is how it works in international school. Some things are quite sensitive, confidential, that things that you can't touch on them. So I think that's the challenges that I face. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Then, okay, next question. Which one? Okay, what advice can you give to the final year student who's graduating soon in terms of work? So, maybe both of you, maybe Zilin can answer this question first.
It's really like my slide title said, you don't need to be defined by your degree. If you can find it as a nutrition final year students, if you can find nutrition related job, of course it's great. But if you cannot find and you found something that you are slightly interested but it's not nutritionist, go for it. Because
Yeah.
you'll gain new skills from all those jobs.
All right. How about Anis? Any advice?
All right. So I think that is also one of my key lessons from what I told before. Is actually just be brave to try anything. And say yes to any opportunity means that as long as if you want to work in nutrition, as long as you find any work in nutrition field. So whatever that you get the opportunity, if you have a slight interest in it, just go for it. It's because sometimes you choose the job because I don't think I can't do this. I don't think I can do this. This is very unfamiliar to me. But that kind of things is going to teach you along the way. So because of course you're just finished with your study, of course you didn't know everything. So just like the people, whoever people who are day to day, so it's actually took a long journey of not knowing nothing until you know something. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Anis, and thank you so much, Miss Ziling. Due to the time constraint, we are so sorry we couldn't answer more questions, but our speakers will answer the question in Slido, okay? Yeah, so so I hope our audience today are inspired by both stories by Miss Lee Ziling and Miss Anis. Now I will pass back the floor to our MC, Miss Sangeeta.
Thank you, Dr. Liana, for moderating the session. And thank you to both speakers for their insightful and meaningful sharing session for today. And we believe that the participants have gained a better understanding of the different career journeys in the nutrition field. Next, we would like to invite our Associate Professor Dr. Wang Ji-in, the Chair of MyNLP Technical Working Committee, to deliver the summary and closing remarks.
Thanks, Sangeeta. A very good evening, everyone. On behalf of Nutrition Society of Malaysia, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to both our speakers for generously sharing their experience, their challenge, and inspiring career journeys throughout today's Nutrition Career Journey 2026 webinar. I believe that today's webinar has been especially meaningful because we heard from two young nutritionists who are not simply following the conventional career pathway, but actively shaping and creating new opportunities within the profession. Our first speaker, Anis Fariha, she shared her pioneering roles as a school nutritionist, a role that remains relatively uncommon today and may well represent one of the earliest examples in our country. While second speaker Ziling demonstrated that how nutritionists can actually leverage digital platforms and creation of content to educate the public, to build influence, and to also communicate science in an engaging and impactful way. Now, their journeys remind us that the field of nutrition is continuously evolving, and the nutrition profession today offers opportunity far beyond traditional settings. And many of these opportunities are still waiting to be developed by the next generation of nutritionists, you. To all the students and fresh graduates joining us today, thanks for being here. I hope that this webinar encourages you to explore your interests with curiosity and confidence. I hope that you will not limit yourself to only the careers that already exist. Sometimes, meaningful professional growth only comes with identifying the gap by responding to emerging societal needs and having the courage to create pathways that did not previously exist. Career development is shaped by passions, by proactiveness, by initiative, adaptability, and our willingness to continue learning. I would like to also remind everyone that networking and professional involvement are very important in the aspect of career growth. And therefore, we really encourage you to connect with NSM, participate actively in professional activities, and also continue building meaningful relationship within the nutrition society and the community. Now, once again, I thank our speakers, our moderators, the organizing committee, and all participants for making today's webinar such a successful and engaging session. With that, I would like to officially conclude the Nutrition Career Journey 2026 webinar. Thank you very much and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Dr. Wang, for delivering the wonderful summary and closing remarks. Now we'll proceed with the certificate presentation to our speakers as a token of appreciation for their valuable sharing in today's webinar. So first, the certificate is presented to Ms. Anis Fariha binti Muhammad Fauzi. Thank you for your valuable sharing. Next, the second certificate is presented to Miss Lee Ziling. Thank you for the wonderful sharing too. Congratulations and thank you once again to both speakers. And next, we would like to invite everyone to turn on your camera for a group photo session. We will be taking photos by page, so please remain in the meeting until your page has been captured. Okay, we are going to take the picture of the first page. Everyone say cheese. 3, 2, 1. All right, next we move on to the second page. 3, 2, 1. Okay, next we move on to the next page. 3, 2, 1. Okay, next we're moving to the next page. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you everyone for your cooperation and your participation. Next, we would like to kindly ask everyone to take a moment and complete the webinar feedback form by scanning the QR code shown on the screen. Your feedback is very important for us to improve our future programs. And once you have submitted the feedback form, your certificate will be sent to your email. And please do check your junk box if you didn't receive any certificate in your inbox. Finally, on behalf of our organizing team, thank you everyone for joining today's webinar. We hope you had a meaningful session today and have a pleasant evening and see you in the future programs again. Thank you very much.